Welcome back to Pete's Pans. It's mid-May and I've cycled up the coast from Denia, Alicante, to Gandía to the south of Valencia. As well as being a rather charming and active fishing port, this town lays claim to the invention of Fideuá. The cook aboard a fishing boat is said to have substituted the usual paella rice for noodles, either because he'd left the paella rice behind, or as an attempt to stop the captain, who was a rice lover, hogging the paella, leaving little for the crew. There are many versions of this traditional dish, but I'm paying homage to the original, authentic recipe from Gandía. So then, the crucial basis for this dish is a tremendously flavourful fish stock prepared from the small rockfish known here as morralla. If you can't find this type of fish, the bones or heads of any white fish will do just fine. So for two, a simple stock is prepared by simmering morralla fish, half a tomato, half an onion, a couple of cloves of garlic, perhaps half a branch of celery, a little leek and a bay leaf. There's no need to gut these little fish. All this is covered with water and allowed to simmer gently for about 20 minutes. Not much longer or the fresh flavour will be spoiled. The solids are strained out and the resultant stock or fumé is kept hot, almost at boiling point, to be ready to be added to the fideuá. So here are the ingredients you'll need for a fideuá for two people. 200 grams of fideuá noodles, 1 teaspoon of pimentón or paprika pepper powder, 150 grams of rape monkfish, 2 cigalas langoustines, 6 prawns, preferably the red ones, 1 or 2 tomatoes, grated or skinned and finely chopped, half a small onion chopped, 2 or 3 cloves of garlic chopped, 75 grams of olive oil, salt and half a litre of the stock. You'll also need a lemon for when the time comes to serve the dish. So, the prawns and langoustines are quickly fried in the oil until they're slightly browned, but don't overcook them at this stage. Salt them lightly as they fry. These are removed and the chunks of rape or monkfish are fried in the same way. Next, the heat is turned down a tad in order to gently fry the onions. And the garlic is added a couple of minutes later. When all of this is soft and starting to turn slightly golden, add the teaspoon of pimentón pepper powder. Stir it around and add the tomato straight on top to prevent the pepper burning. The mixture is cooked another few minutes until rather thick, not at all watery. Now the monkfish is returned and stirred around for a few moments. The noodles are added and stirred around over a good heat for a couple of minutes to toast them slightly. Now the boiling stock goes in and is kept at a rolling boil for about 8 minutes. We can also add a little orange food colouring, better still saffron, or even turmeric is quite often used. Salt the broth, tasting it as you go. So after 8 minutes, turn down the heat to medium and arrange the prawns on top. Keep cooking it for another 3 to 4 minutes until most of the liquid has been absorbed, but the noodles are still al dente. Be sure not to cook it completely dry. It should be moist and any liquid that remains will be mostly soaked up as it rests covered for 5 minutes. Missing from the video are the wedges of lemon, 1 per person to be squeezed over each serving. So in the knowledge that I got this wonderful Fideuá de Gandía just right, I leave the coast happy and eager to prepare many more local specialities. Hasta pronto!